investors. How are you doing today? Welcome back, Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, aka Michael Snackson, aka Bay O Wolf, aka Malcolm Excellence, aka Hacksaw Jim Thuggin. Today's Friday, April 5th, 2024. It is it's about 6:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in a beautiful, lovely Queen City, aka the Republic of Cincinnati. And we've got action for you today. Okay, but before we do that, make sure you please like, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notification, leave comments on the channel as well. All right, and share the program because if you can't use it, maybe someone else can. All right. Um, did you get the brooms out from last night? Because we had a clean sweep, 3-0 yesterday on our picks. Um, we had, uh, pardon me, we had Kansas City Royals on the money line against the White Sox. They smoked them like 10-1. Okay, remember that big plus money I gave you? Cleveland on the money line in Minnesota. They won. That was plus 30. That was plus 130. Kansas City was plus 167 or minus 167. Kansas City was minus 167 on the money line to win. We did. Cleveland at Minnesota was plus 130 on the money line. We got that. And we had a minus 105 on hockey with the Colorado Avalanche -1 in Minnesota. They won 5-2. You know, the guys I mentioned, you know, McKinnon and Rantanen, they sealed it for us. It was 3-2. You know, I'm looking like, okay, well, at least we won't lose. McKinnon hits the goal, it's 4. You know, then Rantanen got a empty, you know, got one late. 5-2. So, you know, clean sweep last night, you know. But let's keep the wins going because we don't dwell on wins, we don't dwell on losses, we keep going, all right? And I got 3 for you today, all baseball, all relatively early. No game on the show today starts after 7 p.m., all right? So let's get right to it because the reason I'm so early is because I got a doctor's appointment here in about an hour, so I got to, you know, get ready to go to that. So I'm going to give you this action early before I forget. Yeah, and also I did a little video last night on Emmanuel Acho, Kwame Brown, and what's his name, Gilbert Arenas. Might want to check that out. Like I said, every now and then I give some rants and takes and whatnot, and I think you'll like them. You know, most of them are about sports. Sometimes they're about pop culture and news and whatnot, but for the most part, they'll be about sports topics. All right. But let's get into it because our first game today starts at 2:20 p.m. Eastern, all times Eastern on the Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show, Betting Public Sports Show. All right. Our first investment today is the Los Angeles Dodgers going to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field to take on the Cubs. All right. 220. As soon as I seen that was start, I had to get into it because that just reminds me of, you know, my schooling days, my K through 12 days. Come home from school, you know, turn on WGN, and there's a game waiting on me. As soon as I get out, you know, sometimes it being like the second or third inning, you know, depending on how, you know, how they're hitting or not. But yeah, I always come home and watch you know, a Cubs, you know. Then later in my like high school years, the White Sox as well. Both of them on WGN. You know, the Superstation, you know, is what it was called back then. Harry Carey, Steve Stone on the call, right? But we got the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers, it's gonna be them in it's gonna be them in the Braves more than likely in the NL, going for the NL pennant. All right. Got a big burly 28-year-old rookie for the Dodgers, Bobby Miller. He's 1-0 in 6 innings pitched, no ERA, didn't give up any runs, and he's got a .50 whip, walk hits over innings pitched. So he was dealing in his first start about a week ago. He had 11 strikeouts as well, and he's going against Kyle Hendricks. Now, if you remember, like when we started this, 2018-19, Kyle Hendricks was that work at home. He was that work. He was like unhittable at home. That ain't the case no more. Okay. Kyle is 0-1 this year. 12.27 ERA. 3.00 WHIP. All right. Um, I mean, let's just keep it a buck. I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna even hold you. Dodgers are just nice like that. 1 through 9, they rake. Leading with Mookie. Then he got the bopper of boppers, Otani hitting right behind him. Uh, then Freddie Freeman in the third spot. Like, you're lucky to get out of the first inning without a run against the Dodgers. Like, I would never take the Dodgers to not score in the first inning. Like, you can't, especially off a break. Off a, not a break, but a rest, a day rest. A travel day. Shit. So we're gonna take the Dodgers -1.5, and that is -104 odds. All right. Los Angeles Dodgers -1.5 at Wrigley for -104 odds. All right. Next game starts at 4:12 p.m. Eastern, and we've got the Baltimore Orioles going into Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. Now, we already had Baltimore on here once, and we lost to them. No, obviously not happy with that. And I had Baltimore, on a day where I didn't do a show, and it lost as well. So, as good as the Orioles are supposed to be, they're in that tough the AL East with the Yankees and Toronto, and them and whatnot. Tampa Bay won't be unless they kick it up later. I don't see them doing much, but um, Baltimore, yeah, you only got like so many more losses before we fuck with you, all right? Um, but they start Grayson Rodriguez. He's 1-0, 1.5 ERA, .83 WHIP, and he's going against Jared Jones, who's also 1-0, 4.76 ERA, .88 WHIP. All right, now, like I said, this is I didn't really waffle on this because I just don't trust Pittsburgh. I've seen them. I don't give a damn how they always start off nice. Arms get a little tired. People start realizing, how they're pitching and whatnot, and what their hitters don't like and can't hit and whatnot. Start sliding down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think nothing will be different this year. I just don't trust Pittsburgh. Never have, never will. Okay? They were the greatest thing in the ever. They were supposed to be the greatest team ever in 1990. Reds gave them that work. My red legs. So we're going to take the Baltimore Orioles on the money line at -139 odds, all right? Baltimore Orioles on the money line, -139 odds. In the last game, another division foe, we got the Phillies and the Nationals renewing acquaintances. Pardon me there. Aaron Nola got bombed on the opening day for the Phillies. He's on one with a 12.46 ERA, 2.77 WHIP. Okay, and he's going against Patrick Corbin, another dude who kind of got bombed on his first start of the year. He doesn't have a decision, but he's got an 8.31 ERA and a 1.85 WHIP. All right, I mean, these are two veteran pitchers, but this is kind of their trend. This is kind of what they are at this point. They're veterans, but like they're hittable at this point. Both of them. Now, obviously, Aaron Nola ain't gonna have a 12 ERA the whole damn year. It'll come down at some point. And Patrick Corbin, same way. I doubt he'll finish with 8, but he won't go much lower because I went in last year. Like last year, when he in the fives, high fours, like he's and now obviously it'll be easier for Nola, Aaron Nola this game because you're not facing that Atlanta lineup. Like damn, they got heat too. All them Latin players, they all just rake, and then you got Olsen and what's my man name in the middle, Riley. But I digress. Uh, the over under on this game is 8.5. I think it's gonna go well over. So we're gonna take that game to go over 8.5, and that's minus 113 odds. All right. So let's recap. 2:20 p.m. Eastern today. Dodgers at the Cubs. We're gonna take the Dodgers minus 1.5. Okay, that's minus 104 odds. Okay, 4:12 p.m. Eastern. We've got the Orioles at the Pirates. We're taking the Orioles on the money line minus 139. And then last game, 6:40 6:45 first pitch. We've got the Phillies at the Nationals. We're gonna take the game to go over 8.5 total runs. All right, that's minus 113 odds. All right, so there you have it. You got plenty of time to get online, get in line, and get to the bag. And the show's motto: if there's games to be played, there's money to be made. We'll be back tomorrow with more action. Might be some light baseball, but obviously we got to have the men's Final Four action on there. Probably some hockey too. They like to spice up the hockey um, scheduling toward the end of the year. Put on prime time. All right, but don't forget, like and subscribe to the program. I'm on Instagram, fame_Rothstein. There you see it under the screen right there. You can log on to there. Eventually, I'll start doing these same picks on there, but I'd rather you watch here and like and subscribe here. But you can like and subscribe to both places because if I don't do them, if you don't see it one place, it's definitely in the other. All right. But there you have it. Let's get our action in. Let's be safe. Let's be courteous, and we'll be back tomorrow with more action. But until then, everybody, be well. Peace.